Right, this video is about how to use Copilot to help one generate one's technical report. Caveat up front, Copilot helps you write. This is not about getting Copilot to do everything for you and then just submitting it. And if it's used as such, bearing in mind those caveats, then of course Copilot is an incredibly good tool. So let's have a look. I've changed the names and places to protect the innocent, and this was of course done a number of months ago. And two of the purpose statements you're looking at right now, we're going to be choosing the top one. This study seeks to investigate the causes of the city-province building collapse to determine the structural, regulatory and management failures. I gave them their name, likened them to a rock band, and then there's the building collapse itself. Good, let's copy paste that purpose statement into a new document and let's have a look. New document coming up. This is going to be the report. Now of course the breakdown of the report is such that we would have created the title page, okay, page break, and then the TOC, page break, then the executive summary. As I teach my delegates, always page break, and firstly here then the introduction over there, and here's my purpose statement, and let's paste it. I'm working in an Apple, hence that extra step. Working in Windows in an Apple. Okay, there we go. So how do we get Copilot working? Well, firstly we have to turn this on, okay? Alright, so we turn that on over there. So once you've turned that on over there, alright, you connect to your account. This will give you, I'm going to call this Copilot demonstration. Good, this will give you the connection to Microsoft's proprietary options. Okay, so there they are, it's on, and now Copilot is indeed activated. There we go, Copilot is activated. How do we know it's activated? Well, if we go down here to File, Options, we can see that Copilot is indeed activated over there. If we click on Copilot, we'll see Copilot is activated there. Okay, all done nicely. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate the panel on the right hand side, and I'm going to ask Copilot, and I'll make it easy. I could say just look at my purpose statement on the left, but I'm actually going to paste it in here. For this purpose statement in my report, could you generate some paragraphs, which I will change. I'm saying that I'm putting that in for the viewer just to keep with my first caveat, remember, which I will change for history, okay, needs for the report, scope, geographical, definition of building collapse, that would be important for the report, and method of research. All right, now I'm going to ask her to tweak that. We're going to invent a fictitious collapse of a building in any city and province in South Africa, but let's see what Copilot generates. Okay, adaptable paragraphs. Yes, it said adaptable because it took my hint, which I will change, which is very good. Very helpful. So there's my history, there are my needs, etc. There's my scope. All right, now what I'm going to come up with now is entirely fictitious. If it somehow coincides with an actual building collapse, it is unintentional. Let's make the province the Northern Cape. Now, I'm unaware of any building collapse in the Northern Cape, and the city, let's say Kuruman. Now, please, Kuruman residents, if any of you are watching, I'm unaware of any building collapse. Also, could you build in some, this is for purposes of instruction, fictitious detail. Now, if I had an actual case study, in fact there was such a case study, but I don't feel I'm at liberty to divulge that since this report has actually been done. All right, redo. So let's ask Copilot to do that. Let's see if Copilot does that. And it's putting in the Northern Cape, particularly in secondary urban structures now, dominated. Very nice. Okay, needs, rationale for the study. This is excellent. Scope, geographical. There we go. So it's developing some fictitious connections there. I'm sure the viewer will understand. I can't use actual events. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply copy that and I'm going to put it inside my report. Okay, all right, so there we go, and over here. All right, so you'll see here everything has actually been added. Now I can go and evaluate that and change that. There's no space on this particular video for that. We can look at other videos of how we can do that. Obviously this I have to get rid of, so there we go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to include the body of this report. This is really excellent. One can work with this. Now remember, the caveat is you do the work. This is just a suggestion, and for purposes of instruction, I have shortened the process. Thanks. I'm a boomer, so I always say thank you. Now for the body of the report. Could you expand on the causes and effects, since this is the model the writers decided on. I'm ending the sentence with a preposition, but that's okay. All right, so I would like a mind map. There we go. Instead of writing it out, I would like a mind map. There we go. And it's going to come up with a text mind map. Then I'm going to ask it for a graphical representation, because that's what I want to work from. There we go. So design related causes, construction related causes, etc. Now, please bear in mind, if you were studying an actual event, you would ask it to do the research on that. And yes, it can. It can look those up in Wikipedia or wherever on the web. It can do that for you. Effects of the building collapse. I like that. So there's pretty much the breakdown of my report, because I'm going to work from an image here to actually generate my own text. All right, and please don't forget to use Microsoft's dictation tool, okay, which is over there. All right, let's look. Causes, building collapse, and effects. Nice. Okay, adding final touches, and I'm going to put that into the document, and then one can actually work from that. So remember my caveats. You do the work. Copilot just helps you. Obviously, I've shortened that process up here, and Copilot has done a lot of the work, but you would need to get in there and actually change that. So I'm actually going to copy that. There we go. So there we go. The causes: design-related, construction, materials, regulatory and management, environmental and site conditions. Okay. Right, and then the effects: the building collapse, human impact, economic impact, etc. Wonderful stuff.